Hey, 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 good people. What it is, what it do with the whoop whoop. Welcome back to Uncomfortable Conversations with Miss Tamika Renee Bly. Uh, uh, I'm gonna get me a theme song or whatever real soon. I might have to make me one myself. Maybe one of y'all can make me one. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But anyways, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is you may be. Wherever it is you are, wherever it is you are. Said that a little fast. It sounded like something else. Wherever it is you are, I hope you are doing well. I hope you are in great spirits. I hope that whatever it is you are currently struggling with, healing from, whatever the case may be, I hope that you know that this too shall pass and you will be okay. Okay? Alright, so listen, right? Today is Sip Something Sundays. I decided not to sip today. So instead, it's Smoke Something Sundays. I got me a nice little fat blunt. You know what I mean? I'll pass it around. You know, puff, puff, pass. I ain't stingy or whatever. But first, I want to start with an affirmation. And for this affirmation, I got my little sound. What is it called? iHome, right? No free promotion. But I sometimes put this on because it has like different types of nature sounds, and especially when I'm taking a bath. But for this affirmation, I wanted to include some sounds in the back. So give me a second, work with me. Okay, let me get it together. You hear it? Okay, it's the birds chirping. For today's affirmation, I chose something that also is beneficial for me. So the affirmation is, I'm going to say it once and then repeat it 2 more times after that. Take a few breaths. Another breath. And then we're going to get with the affirmation. The affirmation is, I make beneficial choices for myself. I make beneficial choices for myself. I make beneficial choices for myself. As you should, as everybody should, you know. Yeah, I don't feel like there is a need to back up that affirmation because it speaks for itself. You know, make choices that will be beneficial for you. That's it. Moving right along with my handy dandy notepad. Okay, so a few things that I wanted to talk about today. Also, too, for season 2, I know season 1, it was really topic based as far as the segments went. Not to say season 2 will be all over the place, but I feel like I spoke about the important things that I needed to speak about in season 1. Not to say season 2 is going to be filled with things that are not of importance. But again, I feel like I highlighted the most important things that were on my list of important things in season 1. So season 2, I will tap into talking about relationships a lot more, parenting a lot more, maybe diving into men and mental health a lot more, because it's just not talked about, and it bothers me because I know there are a lot of men in my life who are experiencing things, and it sucks. And I believe I kind of spoke about this briefly during the episode on my last season as well. It sucks that, like, it seems like men are forced to take on this notion of when people ask, how you doing, are you okay, and they could be going through something, but instead of them saying like, nah, I'm not good, the response of a man is always, I'm straight, I'm good, I'll be alright. I hate that shit. I personally hate that shit. So yeah, that's some of the things I'm gonna be diving into. Aside from the affirmation, I have a quote. I have a quote. And the quote is, change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. Change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. Which brings me to this quote by Maya Angelou. I hope I don't butcher it, but it goes something along the lines of, if you can't change something, change your attitude, right? Because you could be in something that you don't want to be in, and it may or may not cause you to adapt a negative outlook. Switch your perspective, change your attitude, okay? There was something I wanted to ask to the collective. Because I found myself regretting meeting my son's dad. Yes, I sure did. Give me a second. Let me take a little sip. I'm a little parched. And she's back. I found myself briefly regretting a few years ago. My son was much younger. Matter of fact, not even a few years ago, because he's 15. So many years ago, I was battling with having regret when it came to meeting my son's father. And as time went on, and I just accepted the fact that I was going to be a single parent, of course I started to switch my perspective. So now the thought came to me the other day, and I'm like, let me just ask the world, who knows, do you think that regretting the parent that you had the child with is the same as regretting the child? Of course, when we say, oh, I wish I never met him, but, or I wish I never met her, but that does not mean I regret my child. But in reality, if we're saying we wish we never met said person, is that the same as saying, well, because if I hadn't met this person, I wouldn't have this child? Just things that I think about, just some things I think about. That's all. Let me grab my glasses for a second. So that was a question that, yeah, it was on my mind. And I wanted to make sure that I shared it. Okay? Because I share. Hold on. Allow me to spark this for a second. If you partake in cannabis, spark yours too. Okay? This is my first blunt of the day, honey. Oh, Lord. Let me just give me a second. Just give me a second. Work with me. Child. The first blunt of the day, it just seemed like it just, the life you already had, it just, you know what I mean if you smoke, you know what I mean? Alright now. I tried to pass it, you ain't take it. So, another thing that I want to get into, okay? Get into it now. There's a fly right there. Why is it that when someone does you dirty, right? It can be anything that they do, lie, cheat, steal, whatever. Someone does you dirty, but have the audacity to be upset with you, feel some way towards you because you pull your energy away. You, I'm just saying, not you in general, but just you did me dirty, right? I am not here for you treating me the way you're treating me or doing the things to me that you're doing to me, saying the things you're saying to me, etc., etc. I'm not here for that. So in return, I choose to remove myself. But you're mad at me. I don't think it makes sense at all. I think that when people get upset with you because they did something to you and you decided you were not going to put up with it, I think that really those people be upset with themselves because they're probably not, and this is just my opinion, they're probably not in a place where they're able to hold themselves accountable for the way they treated you, the things they said to you, whatever, right? And most likely, they're probably walking around too with a woe is me mentality. You know, even though they're the wrongdoers, everybody else around them, like they'll find a reason to blame someone else or the person that is pulling away from them. They'll find a reason to blame that person instead of looking at the actions of themselves as to why said person decided to remove their energy from them in the first place. Like, don't throw rocks and hide your motherfucking hands. Don't. Okay? And what bothers me about this, when people do this, because it's happened to me, is they really, in their mind, believe that it's okay to be upset with you because you said I'm not putting up with this shit. It's okay. It's not. It's not. And yeah, you gotta have to chill. Whoever operates like that, it's not healthy. Because 9 times out of 10, ain't nobody gonna want to fuck with you if you keep doing things to make people want to remove their energy away from you, and then your reaction after that happens. It's like, you still got some growing to do. I ain't got time, right? So I wanted to touch on that real quick. It's also something that, where did I see this at? I believe I seen this on one of my gratitude apps. And this also stood out to me, so I'm going to share it with the world. It says, stop worrying about how your life looks and focus on how it feels. Stop worrying about how your life looks and start focusing on how it feels. because your life can look dull. That's just the word that came to my mind. Your life can look dull on the outside, right? But on the inside, you're happy with your dull life. It's not really dull, but, because people like to judge from the outside looking in. So, instead of focusing on, like, you could be in a hardship. You could be going through a hard time at the moment. And all you're focusing on is that hard time that's happening in your life. Like, how do you feel, though? Like, yeah, the hard time's going on, but how are you also feeling? Also keep in mind that if it's something you can't do nothing about, don't let it rent space in your brain for what. You're gonna just drive yourself nuts because you can't do shit about it, okay? And you're focusing on this one thing that you can't do nothing about. Focus on how you're feeling with where you are in your life at the current moment. And if you need a little help, look around at the things that you have and incorporate some gratitude into that bitch as well. Yeah, this is going on, but it could be worse. It could always be worse. Yet, yes, this is going on, but I'm still grateful for this, that, and that. So with that being said, I'm going to get up and still keep it moving. I needed that too. Instead of focusing on how your life looks, focus on how it feels, okay? Something else that I've been noticing, and I want to share this part because I'm almost certain that more than a few people will be able to relate. More than a few people. I hope you're taking your smoke when I take mine, or I hope you're taking your drink as I take my drink. I'm just saying. So, I'm not new to this, but in finding out, because I was about to say I'm just now finding out, but I'm not just now finding out. In finding out that my light irritates a lot of people, I'm further finding out that it not only irritates people, it irritates their demons. And how do I explain it? Because I, or you, if you can relate, are someone who like don't really do nothing as far as like you don't give anybody a reason to not like you or anything. Like you just you know what I mean, like you don't have any malicious intent towards anybody. Like you support everybody genuinely, you know what I mean? Like you just overall you're genuinely a good person. So for you to be that type of person and find out that someone is just irritated with you, and then now it's putting you in a spot where you're racking your brain trying to figure out what it is that you're doing, when in reality you're not doing anything but simply being you. And for some people, simply being you is too much. It's too much for them because they're still in denial about who they are. They still haven't accepted who they truly are. Just my opinion. I'm not stating no facts. It may be facts, but mainly it's just my opinion. Also too, finding that people latch on to me, or you for that matter, um, to feed their demons. That one right there, because there are a lot of energy vampires out here. Okay? A lot of demons need positive people, you know, earth angels, um, good souls, good hearted people, just good people, good wholesome people. A lot of demons need that to feed off of. Like it, because they're negative and you're on the side of positive. So although the positivity should be looked at in a different light, coming from a negative outlook, it's not looked at that way. Instead, I feel like maybe it's looked at as, who do she or who do he think they are? They think they're better than me. Like, oh, they always have something positive to say about everything. They're never negative, and those are good qualities though. But for someone operating in negativity, right, that further fuse the demons inside them because they don't like that shit. That's just the same like with the devil. When you are on the path to right some wrongs, the devil will occasionally come in and try to knock you off course. It's just fucked up. It's just fucked up. It's fucked up. And I don't like it. Also, too, these are the type of people that when you are around them, because 9 times out of 10, a negative person rarely recognizes that they are negative. But it's like, I guess that not I guess. Now, for a fact, this comes with being aware. If you have been doing something for so long and have not had a chance to get that awareness that you need to see that, oh, okay, wow, what I'm doing is kind of fucked up, you're still going to keep operating in that energy. Shit's fucked up. I hope I explained that the way it needed to be explained. Also, too, these people like this make you feel drained. That's why I always say it's extremely important to pay attention to how you feel when you're around people. Because, of course, not everybody has it, right? Not everybody can look at someone and just say, or is going to be able to look at someone and just be like, oh, this person's negative. No, like, we shouldn't be judging anyway. But pay attention to how people speak, okay? Pay attention to how people speak about themselves and about others. And just pay attention to how your body reacts when you are around people. If you feel drained all the time around this one person or these 2 different people, whatever the case is, around a collective, you shouldn't be around them. You shouldn't be around them probably. I don't know. I don't know. I know, but I don't know. Okay? So negative people rarely recognize that they're negative. It's crazy. Like, it's really crazy. Also, too, I think it's extremely important to pay attention to the feelings that we suppress. Because the feelings that we suppress sometimes may be trying to tell us something. Now, whatever that something is that is trying to tell you, I don't know, only you can know if you pay attention to it. That's just the same with our intuition and our gut feeling. Like, sometimes we can't quite put a finger on what it is we're feeling, but we know we're feeling something, right? Sometimes it can be, every time I come around this one person, I feel this way. I feel drained every time I come around this one person. Every time I go to this place, I feel this way. Because it could be people, places, and things, too, that drains your energy, not just people, okay? I'm sure we all know that. I'm a little parched. Let me take a sip of my apple juice. Okay. Pay attention to how we feel when we are around people, is all I'm saying. Ooh, everything is up close when you put your glasses back on, honey. I should do this more often. um, I put this on my Instagram. Are you following me on Instagram? That's fine if you're not. You know what I mean? It's your choice. I'm not forcing anybody. I'm just saying. Uncomfortable Conversations Pod is on Instagram. Uncomfortable Conversations is on Spotify. I'm thinking, right, that maybe I should just transfer all the way over to YouTube, because sometimes the uploading to YouTube and Spotify without the right equipment, last time it took me a long time, more than an hour. When I was just doing it on Spotify, it took me about 20 minutes. So I'm still trying to get used to it, but I am thinking about just coming strictly to YouTube. You're gonna see how that go. Also, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and stop playing with it. That's all I'm saying. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and stop playing with it. Uncomfortable Conversations Pod is on YouTube. It's also on Spotify. I also have an Instagram account for Uncomfortable Conversations. Okay? Nothing but positivity. You know, I may put a few little whoop whoops here and there, but mainly filled with positivity, okay? So, back to Instagram. I posted on my story this quote that I seen. Sometimes the only problem in your life is the way you think about it. And I pondered on that for a while, because I'm like, I'm not ever going to talk about things that I don't quite understand. So I'm like, what? I had to keep saying it. Sometimes the only problem in your life is the way you think about it. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Light bulb. So if I think about my life as being in chaos and confusion, mentally I'm probably going to be in chaos and confusion, because I'm already thinking that my life is based on, or at least I'm viewing it in the light of chaos and confusion. But if I'm looking at it in a different light, in a positive light, then everything else will fall into place as far as on the positive end goes. If you have a different view on that, let me know. Put it in the comment section. Because I know some stuff, but I don't know everything. So if you have a different view than I have on that, let me know, okay? Because I'm going to keep saying it. I'm still here to learn. Okay? And, whew, this one, I'm sorry, this one just kind of took my breath away. This one that I wanted to speak about as well is suffering is the refusal to accept what is. I had to sit with that for a second too. Like, what do you mean? There are some things that you do accept, and yet you may still find yourself suffering. So now I had to change my perspective when I saw that suffering is the refusal to accept what is. Because once you accept what is, especially if what is something that you cannot ultimately change or fix, and you have to kind of just allow it to be, I feel as soon as you accept that, then your mindset, how you look at whatever it is that would have caused you to suffer, it changes, and you're looking at it in a different light now because you're accepting what it is. So you're like, all right, this is what this is what it's going to come with, I'm ready. Instead of trying to, I guess, take shortcuts and maybe try to avoid it. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Maybe trying to avoid what it is, because I think if you avoid what it is instead of actually facing what it is, it can, I guess in a sense, put you in a mindset where you are not actually accepting what is because you're trying to avoid it. Do that make sense? It made a little bit of sense to me. But did it make sense to you? Because I'm here not only to make sense to me, but to you too. So if it don't make sense, let me know. Okay. So those are a few things that I just want to touch on. Because there's something that I really wanted to talk about. And it... It made me mad as shit. I was trying to find the words. It made me mad as shit. So, I like crime shows. I like shows that display... I was almost about to say the way people think when they kill, but no, not that. Like Mind of a Killer, right? But I also like crime shows that talk about like fatal attraction. When someone loves someone so much that they would go to extreme measures to make sure no one else has them, right? Or when someone is in union with someone that they know they're not all the way happy with, instead of just voicing that and leaving, said person has an affair, and now the person that they had the affair with, they're plotting together, right? If you're married, they're plotting to fucking get you for your life insurance. Because you get more if you dead. Ain't that some shit? It's crazy when everything could be avoided if you just fucking say, I'm no longer happy here and I want to leave. Don't plot to do nothing bad against me, motherfucker, where you could just get up and go. If you ain't happy here, go. And I feel like it's because, yes, you're not happy here, but you're still happy with what I can give you, what I do for you. Bam. Episode I watched. Let me see how I am for time. Sorry, y'all. I can't see. Bam. Episode that I watched, right? Oh, Lord. This woman met this man. He was in a work release program after having, during time, for a crime that, like, was an accident. So, he wasn't like a bad man or anything like that. Didn't have a bad record or anything like that. Right? Him and the woman met. She fell in love with, because when he was doing the work release, he was working part-time, but I think, like, how they said it in the show, she fell in love with his bad boy image. Whatever. So now this man is off the work release, and he has an actual, like, good job. They get married. All of a sudden, she's bored with him. Okay, because you're no longer doing the things you were doing when you was in, just coming out of jail. Now, you actually rehabilitated yourself. You used the jailhouse to get your fucking shit together because you vowed to never go back there, right? So now she's bored with having an honest man that works and provides for his family. I don't see anything wrong with that. So she meets someone. She starts having an affair with this guy. The husband of the wife is noticing that now she's staying out a lot later, and she's just acting a little different. This is what the husband is noticing. So he's like, okay, I want to get a divorce. Of course, before he can go through with the divorce, this woman and the man that she's having an affair on her husband with plots to kill him for the life insurance money. What the fuck? Like, it is not that deep. I don't want money that bad. So this is how she sets this thing up. Now, I'm finna add some cuss words in because this made me so mad. Like, this made me so mad. Like, how could you do this? I don't care if the man... What? It just made me so mad. So this raggedy bitch, this heflet, this whore... Let me stop. But this heifer, this is the plot that she came up with. She is going to have the guy that she's having an affair with make it look like it was a car jacking. So her and her husband was going to be riding somewhere, and the guy had a getaway driver. So the plan was for her to, like, drive down the street, and the guy that was going to kill her husband was going to be, like, parked there. So when she drove down, the signal was for her to flash her lights, letting him know that, hey, it's still good to go on with the plan. Along with doing that, she tells him, well, when you shoot him, shoot me too. So it can look like it was real, like I had nothing to do with it. So when you shoot him, shoot me in the foot, shoot me in the leg or something. Yo. Yo. This right here, I believe, is the prime example of how fast karma can work. It's unfortunate that a life had to be taken, but how fast karma can also work. So, right? She rolls down. The husband's in the passenger seat. She rolls down the passenger seat window. The husband's asking her, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? The dude that she's having an affair with comes from the passenger side and shoots the husband multiple times. Shoots her too, as instructed, to make it look like I had nothing to really do with it. I have to be injured as well. Right? So, fast forward, she wakes up in the hospital, get the news that her husband has passed. She tries to adjust. I'm not laughing because she got shot. I'm not laughing at none of that. You're gonna figure out why I'm smirking in a minute. She tries to adjust herself in the hospital bed, only to find that she can't feel her bottom half, y'all. Why? What happened? What happened? You was supposed to kill my husband and then shoot me in the foot so we could get this money. What happened? What happened is homeboy shot her ass in the spine. She's now paralyzed. Again, you see how quick karma works though? Granted, her husband, no, stinking heifer. Granted, this man lost his life. She is now without being able to walk. Okay? So when it was all said and done, her and the guy still got together. The guy that she was having an affair with still got together. Spent all that man's money. The man that was killed spent all of his money, right? But forgot to pay the getaway driver as promised. So the getaway driver told everything. Listen, because if you are not happy with where you're at, I feel like I said this before. I feel like so many people have said this before, but honestly, if you were just not happy with said person, yo, don't. Why? Like, why go to extreme measures to have someone permanently removed from this earth? Not because the man put hands on her, right? Not because he harmed her or anything, but because she simply did not want to be with him anymore. If that was the case, why you didn't just let his ass go through with the goddamn divorce? You know what I mean? People really grind my damn gears, yo. Like, some people, it's just like, so now she in jail because the getaway driver, y'all didn't give me no bread, so guess what? It's been years, I'm finna tell it all. Now she in jail, paralyzed, 50-year sentence. Ain't God good? All the time. I never wish nothing bad on nobody, but every dog has their day. Everybody reaps the seeds that they sow, and that karmic wheel keeps spinning. So she I forget what year this happened. It's not recent, but I forget what year it happened. I'm sure she's still thriving in there. So she's, in prison. 50-year sentence. I think the homeboy that she was having an affair with, if I'm not mistaken, I think he got like 20 years. And the getaway driver, because he chose to cooperate, I think he got like 3 or 4 years, something like that. But it really bothered me because it really had me on some shit. Like, I know I watch a lot of crime shows and I know I watch it on TV. But every time I see it, it never ceases to amaze me how people really could be unhappy with the person that they're with. And instead of voicing that and leaving, or maybe voicing it and who knows, because you voiced that you were no longer happy, right? It may make your relationship grow stronger. Because y'all, sometimes the communication is just needed. That's it. That's it. Just communicate and that's it. Right? Let me know what's up. How are you feeling? I might feel the same way. The split could be amicable. Did I say that right? I believe I did. You know what I mean? It don't have to be no bad blood between us. You go your way, I go my way. If we got kids, let's keep it cool and calm for the kids. Right? But now you want to go and cheat, and then the person you're cheating with is probably like, well, when are you leaving your husband? When are you leaving when are you leaving your wife? You said you would leave your wife. You said you would leave your man. You said you would leave your girl. 9 times out of 10, they are not leaving their partner for you. If that was the case, you wouldn't be on the side. So now we got to plot to take this man out. We got to plot to take this woman out. No. And then how about, let's switch it, right? How about when people, when you're with someone and they do you dirty, they cheat or whatever the case may be, and you're like, yeah, I can't do this, whether you're married or just boyfriend, girlfriend, and you like, I want to get a divorce, or I'm pulling my energy back from you, I can't do this no more. They get mad. And now, well, if I can't have you, no one else can. How fucking selfish is that? How selfish is that of someone to think that they can take away a life that they did not create first and foremost? How selfish is it for one to believe that another human being belongs to them and only them? Who the fuck are you? Like, that really, really be getting on my nerves sometimes, because it's like, are you kidding me? Who are you to put my life in your hands, to put my life in your hands, to say that, guess what? I'm finna take you out this world because you were so good to me and I fucked up so bad that I don't want to see no one with you. No one at all. I'd rather see you dead than to see you give and share all those good qualities, all them good traits to someone else. People are so damn selfish. Okay? People are so damn selfish. And I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. Let me take another smoke break real quick and give me another drink, because all this talking, honey, that's the thing about talking. You get parched. You get parched. Really, really goddamn fast. 1 second, y'all. I'm just let me get right. Okay, think big. You are capable of more than you know. I'm just reading the quote that's on the table right here. But I didn't lose track. So back to that. I'd rather be by myself. I'd rather be by my lonesome than to be with someone that is unhinged. Because I feel like people who operate in that energy of, first of all, if I can't have you, no one else can, or I'm just going to play on your emotions and all that stuff. People who operate in the energy of hurting other people purposely, I think they're unhinged. They're unhinged, and it's like, okay, well, what else could you possibly be capable of doing? If you can go as far as killing someone because you refuse to see them with someone else, you're not crazy, you're unhinged. That's crazy's right here. Unhinged is way up there. You're unhinged and you need help. Okay. But thank y'all for joining me, you know what I mean? I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share, follow. Uncomfortable Conversations Pod on Instagram. On Instagram. Okay? Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. Okay? The next episode, though, will be not based on men, but based on men and topics that are not often talked about when it comes to men and their healing and their pain, their relationships, whatever. Okay? So, I thank you for tuning in. Okay? I will be back next Sunday. Okay? And for those of you out there that may be going through something that, had to check the time, y'all. Sorry. For those of you that may be going through something that no one knows about, I hope you heal from that. A lot of us struggle silently. A lot of us deal with our traumas silently. Okay? And I want to ask that God touches all those who are going through something at this moment. I want to ask that the Most High wraps his arms or her arms around all of those that are in a situation where they feel like they're stuck. You know that things will get better. Know that this too shall pass. Know that there are resources. I also do know that there are some towns with cities, states, all that with limited resources. But also, too, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You know, whether it's a neighbor, friend, the mailman, you never know. Help can come in the form of a mockingbird. You just seeing that mockingbird may give you clarity on your situation. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay? And know that, again, know that this too shall pass. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. Not because it's going to be okay, like not because I'm telling you it's going to be okay, but because everything always ends up being just that, okay. So you got this. You hear what I'm saying? And you ain't got to take my word for it because you already know you got this. Sometimes life get a little too hard. Okay? Not everybody can carry that weight on them. And that's okay too. But don't become a victim to your struggles. Become the master of them. All right? Tamika Renee Bly with Uncomfortable Conversations podcast. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Follow the podcast on Instagram at Uncomfortable Conversations Pod. And take care, y'all. Tamika Renee Bly out. What it is, what it do with the whoop whoop. Get with it or get left.